We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Join Mary It's Mary Productions for the Night of 1,000 Kamalas on November 2nd, celebrating 90s New York City nightlife and energizing voters.
In Odessa, Texas, they've introduced a $10,000 bounty against transgender people, allowing lawsuits against those who use restrooms that do not correspond with their birth sex.
TransInclusive Group honors South Florida's transgender community with events including a trans rights discussion panel, a TDOR march, and the 10th annual Transgender Equality Awards.
Join Pride Skate Nights on November 7th at Extreme Action Park for a thrilling evening with your friends and family. Enjoy music and performances while supporting the community. And in exclusive breaking news, Pride Fort Lauderdale's longtime president, Martorell, resigns, and the future of Pride is now in doubt just 3 months before the beachfront event. Hotspots Happening Out has an exclusive first interview with Martorell. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand on your favorite streaming channels. We're proud to announce that YouTube has recognized Queer News Tonight certified by analytics company vidIQ, and we now have more than 10 million views on the only daily live queer news show in the world. We're proud that we have more than 1,000 new subscribers in October and that Queer News Tonight has more YouTube subscribers than any other LGBTQ+ brand in Florida. Over 500,000 of you have watched this show in the last 60 days, and we thank you for watching and supporting our voice in our community. It is Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of lesbian, trans, Latino, Black, healthcare, seniors, students, faith, social justice, business, and queer culture. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2025, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ and broader community. Let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight.
Yes, let's do that. Let's meet you, Miss Bonnie Builder, looking all beautiful and stuff. She is the premier South Florida bodybuilding drag queen and the forever reigning Mixed Mary's Wilton Manors. A recent graduate of FIU, Bonnie Builder is a trainer and comes to life with a microphone and a spotlight. Welcome back, Miss Bonnie. How are you? I'm loving this look.
As you should, it's really good.
What are you supposed to be?
A bad bitch. Like I am every day. Hello.
Yes!
But I'm
Gothic.
It's a little gothic, right?
Yeah.
I'm a bad bitch that's doing all right. I've had some good days, I've had some bad days, but you know what? I'm still here, I'm persevering, and I'm the best looking person at the table. And that's all I can actually really.
Wow.
So,
By far.
and if you want to see this beauty in person, you can catch me on Wednesdays at the Gathering, 8 o'clock, for drag trivia.
Listen, so in your intro, it says you're the forever reigning Mixed Mary.
That's
so
right.
like what happened? They just, they broke the mold after you were crowned?
You see how big I am. I broke that goddamn mold.
You're like, you ain't having this again.
Crack
I
that
won.
shit in half.
Forever.
Ain't nobody fit in it.
I love it.
And they also are gone, so you know what.
I love it.
Yeah.
Good to have you, Miss Bonnie.
Thanks.
Next up, let's welcome Yvonne Rohrbacher. How are you, Miss Yvonne?
Hi, great.
Yvonne is a 35-year activist in South Florida and was the publisher of our first gay yellow pages in the 1990s and founding VP of our Pride Center. Currently, her involvement includes her new project that we're super excited about, One Fine Day, which is working to offer greater empowerment empowerment to our local community through education and fun. The Women's Fund at Stonewall Museum and Library, the Lesbian Thespians fundraising and performance, and now she's with us here at Queer News Tonight. Welcome back, Yvonne. How you doing, boo?
Thanks. I'm great. One fine day is getting off the ground. There was a fantastic meeting last night. There's a partnership between the Community Foundation of Broward and Our Fund. So two fantastic funding organizations designed to help people that are helping LGBTQ people. And we agreed that there are several organizations that I'll be working with to conduct some financial empowerment and other types of professional and job skills to some of the trans community and some of the youth community out there. So it's going to be an awesome year, and I look forward to announcing the actual events.
I love that, Yvonne, and I love that you're an advocate for so many different organizations. You know,
Thank you.
Our fund is incredible. David Jobin and his team out there. I can't speak on their incredible value and to our community and how much they have helped. When we took that blow, when we lost all that money for cultural and theater and all that months ago, David Jobin and his crew over at Our Fund was like, who lost that money? Let's see where we can find it and make sure they get that money back.
Quite a bit, yes.
They did, wow. Incredible.
It was awesome.
Incredible. I love it. Thank you, Yvonne. Next up, let's welcome Danna Davis.
Hey, what? Hi, girl.
Hi, girl. Hi.
I'm so excited to be here because it's actually my third time.
Oh, and they say third time's the charm.
And what a great day to start, because I went to the voting polls and I did my early vote today.
Yes, you did.
Fire.
Well, I mean, not that voting. It did start last week, right? Did it?
It still counts.
No, it still counts. It still counts. So Danna Davis is a writer, producer for her co-owned production company, It's Mary Productions, and I can't say how much happiness it brings me to have you sitting next to me on an all-girl crew of Queer News Tonight.
I love it. I feel right at home.
You lesbian.
I'm living.
And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, FayWhat. She's a legendary events host, television and radio personality, and the host of the FayWhat show that you can see me on Mondays. Welcome, Faye.
Welcome, and thank you. I'm so glad that you mentioned that, Miss Bonnie. So, you know, we our show on Monday aired, and Bonnie Builder was in bed with me, and we talked about all kinds of like current events and fun stuff like that. And also, I had the incredible Miss Katia Tension in bed for an interview, and you learned all the tea on that incredible drag superstar and the wigstress that she really is down here in South Florida. So make sure that you watch it after the show, okay? After the show. So we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast. And here are the bullet points of the queer news for today, Wednesday, October 30th, 2024. Let's begin by queering up breaking news. Pride Fort Lauderdale president Miik Martorell resigns. What's next? In an exclusive interview with Pride Fort Lauderdale's executive director, Miik Martorell, Queer News Tonight announces Martorell has resigned. The A1A beach event is to be held just 3 months from now, and the announcement will have significant implications on the South Florida LGBTQ plus community. Martorell was the architect of the ambitious Pride of the Americas that was interrupted by the COVID pandemic. Pride Fort Lauderdale has been plagued with a myriad of issues ever since, including finances, location changes at the beach, and significant board and volunteer turnover and sponsorship. In an exclusive interview with Hotspots Happening Out Scott Holland today, Martorell explained much of his rationale for his resignation. The full story can be read at hotspotsmagazine.com. Martorell was well known in national and international Pride event circles. He was honored by the Unity Coalition with the Humanitarian Award and had leadership positions for Inner Pride, the international organization of LGBTQ prides across the world. He participated representing Fort Lauderdale in more than 70 Pride organization events. As the long-term and highly visible Pride president, today's news may serve as a significant blow to the future of Pride Fort Lauderdale. Martorell cited needs for his business as the primary reason for his resignation. He said, quote, "This past summer, my business took a dive, losing nearly $50,000 in 3 months. This was the largest loss we have ever seen in nearly 20 years in business. I realized that I cannot dedicate the time needed to Pride and must step down. I just can't afford to lose everything I worked most of my life for, so I have to put all my focus on my business," end quote. He told Hotspots Happening Out that he plans to continue to support Pride Fort Lauderdale. Quote, I don't want to leave Pride. Planet Printer will still sponsor and provide office and some storage space to Pride. I will offer my help wherever I can, end quote. Several sources close to the organization cite that sponsorship, development, and money has been difficult to secure, and the organization is severely underfunded for the February event. Some unconfirmed reports suggest off the record that there is only one single major sponsor at the date of this report. Ernie Ewan of Pride Fort Lauderdale continues to serve in the role of executive director. This is a breaking story that is still developing. Please stay tuned to Queer News Tonight and Hotspots Magazine for the latest developments. You know, Mike Martorell is an incredible human, and he's been through a lot the last couple of years. Recently, he took a really bad fall from a scaffold in his place of business, right? He had to have over 5 surgeries. He was super affected by this fall. It was a sad time. And so much was going on during that time as well. He lifted himself up and he got back to work. This decision must not have been easy for him to make. You know, he has been dedicated to our community and to Pride's for 30 years. I remember seeing people like him working at Voodoo Lounge, you know, in the 2000s and, you know, working with Daisy Dead Petals. I mean, he has been around for so long, you know. He is a staple in our community and he must be supported no matter what. Like I said, this, you know, people say, oh, you know, there's so many Prides. Why do we need so many Prides? We need as many Prides as possible to be represented and to be counted, to be acknowledged, to be seen, to voice our loud voices and to see and to make ourselves known to people that we're not going anywhere. And there are a lot of us out there that you would have to go against when going against our community. And that's something that Mike has always stood for the 30 plus years that he has been fighting for our community. So again, I say this, you know, this decision, there's probably going to be a lot more stories to this, and we're going to read the full story when it comes out in Hotspots Magazine with Mike. But this couldn't have been an easy decision for him to do, stepping down. The February event still seems to be going on. No more announcements have been said about it being canceled. You know, but that would also be another blow to our community, losing an important event like that. What do you girls think?
I mean, I know they've had to have such financial ups and downs these last few years, but it's always been such a great event, and what an iconic event in Fort Lauderdale. To have it on the beach is what everybody would expect, but I'm sure it's always been really tough to pull off.
Yeah, well, they had it on the beach for a couple of years, and then the year before last, they had to move it inland, and, you know, that is always received negatively, right? Because people are used to seeing certain things, right? Yeah. And in our community, you would think that we would be more agile, but we're not. We hate change. Don't mess with our candy, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So that couldn't have been difficult, like you said, moving it in and dealing with the changes. And I mean, can we say pandemic also? Geez, you know?
Yes, I mean, he has had the world on his shoulder for years.
And now we have to worry about who's going to take over, but I guess it's going to be Faye.
Oh, yes.
She has all the free time in the world.
Yeah, no.
One more job.
Yeah, that's it. Ernie,
one more job.
Just one more job. Ernie right now, the ED over at Pride Fort Lauderdale is like, hell no, we don't want Faye over here. Don't send her my way.
But first and foremost, I just want to say, Mike, thank you. I have had the time of my life because of the efforts that you put into this event. I have my husband, my best friends. We have made true memories at this event that you have shedded blood, sweat, and tears for. So above anything else, just thank you for what you have done thus far. I truly, truly appreciate it.
How kind words.
Right? Well, and kind words coming from Bonnie. Mike, if you're watching this, you don't understand how, what a rarity that is.
You better take that, Mike.
So you really did have an effect on this bombshell to my right, all right?
Bonnie's
just to let you know.
Like Venezia, Carnival, Honey Trucks, Italiano.
Well, Mike, we're all rooting for you, and we're all thinking about you. And again, this could not have been an easy decision on your part. I think that you're stepping down with grace, and at a time that maybe it doesn't make sense to some people, but I know it makes sense to you in your heart, and you're doing the right thing.
And you have to take care of yourself.
And you've got to, and your business, losing 50 grand, you know? Something that's not mentioned in this story is that I remember having a conversation with him about rent increases, right? And how much his rent had gone up, and he's in the Fort Lauderdale area, right? His warehouse is, you know, we all know how the market has become here in South Florida, you know? Something that used to be a certain price just 4 years ago is doubled so easily,
oh, yeah,
you know?
Sure, at least.
So, I mean, and you've got to make sure that your bread and butter is paid for. You got to make sure your mortgage is paid for, you know? You got to make sure you
anything
eat,
else.
right? Make sure that your mask is on before you help others. So, Mike, we're with you, my friend.
100%.
Next this evening, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Let me be perfectly clear for Night of 1,000 Kamalas at the pub on November 2nd. We, the people, are thrilled to invite you to this fun and celebratory event just before Election Day. Our homage to the 90s New York City nightlife history presents Night of 1,000 Kamalas, a unique and an exciting way to energize everyone to vote. This event is not just about fun and celebration, but also about the power of our collective voice in shaping the future of our country. We welcome all Kamala Tim supporters to come in with their best drag interpretations of the dynamic duo, adding a touch of fun and celebration to this event. Starring the flawless Miss Bonnie Builder performing God Bless America and the Star Spangled Banner. Get ready for a night of exhilarating fun and entertainment. We're promoting a solid blue Wilton Manors visual on the drive of our winning team with a Harris Walls costume contest extravaganza. Mr. John Hayden from out South Florida will also be in attendance helping us judge and MC the event. The event will also be accented by me. I'll also be co-moderating the event with Mr. John Hayden. Along with the Democratic doll, Miss Adriana Tender will pick the winners as our Supreme Court Justice. We hope to see you there to enjoy Kamala Cosmo or maybe a Tim Teeny during the show. Remember, your vote is your voice. Let's come together, have a great time, and remember our power in shaping our future. It's not just about one vote, but about the collective action of all of us that can truly make a difference. And we have with us today the incredible Miss Danna Davis at the table.
Oh, thank you.
Woo!
We're so excited for this event, especially in the last tail of the race. To really generate some positive energy and get you out there to vote, vote, vote.
Yeah, and so
all
you
these amazing people and guest stars. Hello.
Yes.
So you and the beautiful Miss Candace Kane are would you say owners or co-producers?
Yeah, we're co-owners, co-producers.
You're co-everything because you guys write together, you produce together, you film together. And so you've got Marriott's Mary's Productions, which is an incredible production company. And you said we had to do something. That's what you had said to me in a phone call weeks ago.
Exactly. We wanted to do something, especially within our community. And we think this is going to be a lot of fun to bring a lot of people out. And I love the costume contest. I think it's going to be so much fun.
And it's
awesome.
right?
Yeah.
And
Wait to see all the costumes.
Yes, and I love it. Let's get your great creative interpretations out there of your best Tim and Kamala.
Oh my God,
should
I
I
love
be?
it. I love it.
Should I do Kamala or Tim?
I think you should do Tim.
Yeah,
try Tim.
I think you should do Tim and do get like.
I have a little butch tonight. You see the vest?
Oh, I love it.
Right.
I love it.
Okay, yeah, just one night. Okay.
Okay.
No, but it'd be cool to dress like, come on, think of, there's nobody more creative than our community, right? It really is. Like, we take something like this and we run with it, right?
Yeah.
Like, it would be very basic for somebody to dress like Tim Walz and put a Gay Straight Alliance pin or something. That would be the most basic you probably can get. I know that our community will come up with some strange, crazy, maybe a scary Tim Walz will come in. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe a Kamala when she's dancing, when she's doing her, when she first married the first gay couples in San Francisco. Who knows? You know what I mean? Who knows which Kamala will show up that day?
I hope several.
We expect. Yeah.
Awesome.
We really expect that. We really hope so. So I cannot wait.
And what do you, why the pub? I love the pub. I love Alexander. Like, how did that come up?
I love Alexandra. I love George. And I just went in there and I started talking to George one afternoon. And I said, what do you think about this? And he said, oh, I love it. Yeah, let's do it. And I was like, oh my God.
Spot on impression.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's do it.
And before I knew it, we were just hanging out talking about it. He's like, oh, I got July 4th, decorations. We can use them. And I'm like, that sounds great.
Awesome.
He's like, what about some cocktails named after them? And I was like, oh, I got it.
Yeah,
I love
What
that.
a great guy.
And Danna, I noticed that you went to vote today, right? Like we spoke about before. How important right now is the elections, representation, getting our voices out there?
I mean, it's crucial. It's crucial at this point, and it's alarming. We have to do it as a community. We have to pull together, and get out there and vote. This is scary times.
Well, and you're a Wilton Manors resident. You literally live like a block off the drive,
I jogged to the voting center, and I was standing in line, and a police officer came behind me, and he was waiting in line, and he said, Lauderdale is crazy with the voting in the line. So I hopped over here, and I said, well, it's just as crazy. Because everybody was voting.
Yeah.
Which was amazing.
I thought that was going to be the start of a porno. It sounded so pornographic.
No, right? And then the cop looked at me and I looked at
Right.
him and I said, let's vote first and then you can handcuff me later. You know, that's why I thought that
You got to
was
stick it in 2 boxes today, baby.
That's probably what she really said.
I was kind of thinking, could you cut the line? So I could cut the line.
Yeah, take me with you.
Oh,
I
God.
would wait all day to vote.
I
So
love
I'm
it.
good like
I
that.
love it. All right, so this Saturday at the pub, 5 to 7, Night of 1,000 Kamalas. Head on over there. The beautiful
Please
Bonnie Belder
come.
is going to be singing. Put on your best Tim Walz or your best Kamala and head on over and represent and get excited with us. We're going to have a fabulous time just enjoying each other and getting people invigorated to vote, all right?
And we're also, in homage to Miss Kamala, we are playing 90s freestyle.
Oh, my
So
God.
let the music play. Yeah, it's going to be all stunning.
Can't wait.
I love that.
Yeah.
I was so young in the 90s. I can't roll. I'm so
You weren't
excited.
born, girl. You weren't even
I wish-
born.
You are too honest.
I
was
wish
just
I
trying to
could
be
say
nice.
that.
But,
What's next, Yvonne?
Well, let's queer up trans rights. This city posts $10,000 bounty on trans people's heads who use public bathrooms. The city of Odessa, Texas, has instituted a $10,000 bounty on any transgender individual using restrooms that correspond with their gender identity. The controversial ordinance allows private citizens, excluding local and state government officials, to sue transgender individuals for using bathrooms that align with their gender identity. The legal repercussions include payments for, quote, injunctive relief sufficient to prevent the defendant from violating the provisions of this ordinance, nominal and compensatory damages if the plaintiff has suffered injury or harm from the defendant's conduct, statutory damages in an amount of not less than $10,000 for each violation of this ordinance, and court costs and reasonable attorney fees. Additionally, the ordinance imposes criminal penalties, deeming such trans individuals as guilty of a Class C misdemeanor, punishable by fines up to $500. Transgender individuals may also face misdemeanor trespassing charges if they refuse to vacate a restroom deemed inconsistent with their biological sex as determined by their birth certificates. This ban defines biological sex based on birth certificates, stating that any updates to reflect a transgender individual's gender identity would not protect them under the law. Notably, the ordinance lacks provisions for disabled individuals who may require assistance from a person of a different gender. Journalist Aaron Reed draws parallels between this bounty and anti-abortion bounties seen in Texas, where private citizens can sue anyone assisting someone seeking an abortion. As the community grapples with this new law, advocates fear the implications for transgender rights and public safety in Odessa and beyond. Well, of course they do. I'm imagining cowboys thinking, well, in what other ways can we men make decisions about how to protect women from men? Because we've heard that other people are doing this. Maybe we better do it.
So disturbing.
Huh?
Yeah, it's so disturbing.
How does that
really
make you
is.
feel, Danna? I mean, you're the only person at the table living your life, you know,
Yeah.
having the trans experience, living the trans experience, right?
Yes.
How does this come over you? Does this piss you off? Because it pisses me the F
yeah,
off.
it does piss me off. At the same time, it scares the hell out of me, you know, because it started this whole mesla, if you get the terminology, mesla. Started like 1 and 2 years ago, and when it first started, I couldn't believe it. I called my best friend and I said, "Mom, did you hear about this?" And she said, "Girl, oh my God, it's so scary." And, you know, I think about it every day. Wherever I go in public, I think about it. And, you know, it's real. This is real.
It's real.
And I have to say, you know, a couple months ago, I woke up at 3 a.m. thinking about it because it was on my mind and it was heart-wrenching. And I wrote a parody about it called Diaper Doll with Candace. And we did like a 3-minute coming attraction teaser, very SNL satire style. And we posted it. And alarmingly, the response from other transgendered humans was kind of like, well, we don't have to worry about that because, you know, Nobody knows. And it's like, what? I don't think that they realize, not all, but I'm saying some, majority, realize how serious this is and that we have to band together and take care of this and try to squash it. But, you know,
Just another way to promote discrimination and
we're
violence
such
and
a
whatever
small
people want to
community.
get away with.
We're such a small
Yeah.
community.
Yeah.
And we're such an easy target.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
We're like a deer in the woods. You know?
But it's like, I mean, and how this is worded, like a freaking, you know, $10,000 bounty. Like they're going to put, like, America's Most Wanted is going to be all the trans women I know. Like, I mean, it doesn't even, like, that's so.
It doesn't make any sense.
Like, and here is the other thing. Like, you know, the trans men that I know, okay, you don't want to see them come into the women's bathroom. All right? Like, it's going to be a dude coming into the bathroom because they're men.
Yeah.
Okay, and I don't know about you, but I don't carry around my birth certificate. One, because I lie about my age, and two, because it's your birth certificate.
Yeah.
We're gonna be walking around. Remember how we had to walk around with our COVID cards? We're gonna have to walk around with our birth certificate too. You know, because people think I'm trans sometimes. So I mean, am I really gonna have to walk around with my birth certificate? And whatever Texas does, Florida likes to copy. And whatever Florida does, Texas likes to copy. Okay, between Abbott and freaking DeSantis. Right? They, you know, they're probably butt friends themselves talking all this madness about us, you know? I mean,
And it's such a distraction too for what they really need to be worried about, you
Yeah.
know? And so they're just distracting and using us, you know, as the distraction. which
Yes,
is
well,
so-
throughout history,
Yeah, throughout
definitely the
history.
people in power give us
Sure.
things to worry about that are not the things they're actually doing to us.
Exactly.
So here we have another example of that.
yeah,
And have the power to do it.
well, and I mean, aren't there a million laws protecting disabled people? And so now, if you're going to help your disabled friend and you're trans, you can't go into the bathroom and help them? Like, that is some crazy.
crazy.
There's a
stuff.
long list of issues with, like, you can only imagine.
And, you know, it only
How-
takes one hateful person in that environment to light you up.
I can only imagine someone that needs the money doing something like this and then having to prove that the person was trans that they accused. I mean, what a mess.
Exactly.
And a direct message to the gay men fuckers who don't believe the trans community belongs in our queer community. This is what your thought process leads to. A bounty, a hunt for trans people living their lives as people, as they wanted to do since the day they were born. They are now being hunted by imbeciles and assholes and asshats and creeps for money or to prove a point.
And mind you know, trans women of color are the one that got them their rights.
Hello!
It's like such full circle.
Yeah.
You know, like we need numbers. We do not need division within our community. It's ridiculous.
Truly.
And it has to stop. You guys have to get over it. Like, no one's gonna, you know, we're not gonna jump out of a car and, you know, tackle you. You know, like-
No, but it's the lowest hanging fruit.
what is
That's
that?
what it is. That's what it really is. Just the
It's
lowest.
true.
It's trans and youth,
Yeah.
right? And the youth
Yeah.
can't vote, right? And you know, and I mean, how can, you know, I have trans sisters, and I'm constantly like, is there something I can do for you? Because every time I see an anti-trans ban, I mean, there was like 300 of them, right? You know, it was like Pam, one after another, one after another, one after another, one after another, and then they all didn't make it to law or anything, but still they were made, you know, and the intention was there, you know, and to Bonnie's point, we're community, we're LGBTQIA, and to the gay men who have an issue with that, F you. I mean, the reality is that if we
Maybe
wanna,
those letters need to go right at the end there.
I mean-
LGBTQIA plus FU.
you know,
It'll fit.
like that.
It'll
I like it
fit.
too.
and then just F you just like encompasses everyone else who
Yeah.
wants to join us, you know.
Yes.
We will be definitely watching this story. It will continue to unfold for sure. And and exactly like Yvonne says, there will be something that will come up of it. Someone will be targeted incorrectly or something, or somebody might just get mad and, you know, something will happen, unfortunately, because this brings up that just does.
Yeah, the hate always does that, right?
It does.
You know?
It does. Bonnie, what's next, mama?
Next, let's queer up gay culture. TransInclusive Group announces events for TDOR 2024 in South Florida. November marks a powerful month of remembrance, advocacy, and celebration for South Florida's transgender community, bringing together activists, allies, and community leaders. Nationally, TDOR, Trans Day of Remembrance, remembers the struggles of our trans siblings. In a series of impactful events, TransInclusive Group is rallying support for transgender equality through a series of events. On November 14th, the community is invited to a reflective evening of discussion on transgender rights and resilience at the Our Fun Foundation Auditorium in Fort Lauderdale. Moderated by Nick Harris, VP of Strategic Outreach and Engagement for the Human Rights Campaign, the panel will spotlight key figures in the fight for transgender rights, including Nastasia Buchanan of TransInclusive Group, Mental Health Clinic Chris Harris, and Regina Gerbier, a transgender activist and educator. The panel will address 2024's challenges and discuss advancing transgender equity and resilience. The next scheduled event is on November 20th. On this day, TransInclusive Group, Ariana Center, and TransSocial will hold a TDOR march for the public to honor transgender lives lost to violence. A march will begin at 5:30 p.m. at Justin Flippin Park in Wilton Manors, followed by a memorial service at 6:30 p.m. at the Pride Center at Equality Park. The evening will feature spoken word, musical performances, and a community meal. The celebration will conclude on November 26th with the 10th Annual Transgender Equality Awards. It will be co-hosted by TransInclusive Group, Ariana Center, and TransSocial. The event will celebrate trans advocates, healthcare providers, and community organizations working toward transgender equality. Held at the Center for Spiritual Living in Fort Lauderdale. The awards ceremony will be hosted by Missy Miyagi-LePage. More details can be found at transinclusivegroup.org. I just want to give a quick shout out to the superstar that is Nick Harris. If you ever have the honor of being in their presence, if you ever just met a powerful being, like a person that just exudes power. He signed up at my gym where I was working at Body 20, because he wanted to get most snatch for the summer.
Where's that gym?
Right down the street. And when I tell you, when I tried to sign him up, and he was like, I ain't signing nothing. You better print out that contract. We gonna highlight the figures, and we gonna run through this and make sure you're not getting nothing over on me. Nick Harris is a powerful being. So anything that he's a part of, I am surely to be behind. This is an incredible series of events.
Nick Harris is incredible. I really do. Anything that he does, I want to be at, right? I was just at a kickoff the other day for Sun Serves Gala, and he spoke. And I mean, for 10 minutes, I was riveted just with every word that came out, right? I mean, especially right now, this is what we need. This is who we need. This is how we need it, right? A lot of these events will be after the election, so I know that Nick will have a lot to say, but let's go back to, TransInclusive. I have the honor of having Miss Tatiana Braxton in bed with me next Monday, and we're going to be going over these events. So important are these events. Trans Day of Remembrance, the march, saying their name, seeing all, especially the Black and brown trans women that we have lost this year and in the last coming years. Every year the number goes up. Every year it's more than the last time I went to this event. It's heartbreaking, and that march is powerful. Last year we did that march in the rain, where we went from Flippin Park all the way to the Equality Center, to the Pride Center. TDOR is important for so many different reasons, especially now. Like, our trans community needs to know that we see them, we support them. They are a part of LGBTQIAFU.
They are.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, and I love some of the organizations that begin with TL. Right? Because I'm like, the 10th Annual Transgender Equality Awards, November 26th. That's another one to go out. It's time to, it's a wonderful way to highlight these incredible people in our community who are helping the trans community, or are allies of the trans community, or are in the trans community, and they're doing big things. TransInclusive Group, TransSocial, Ariana Center. Those organizations are powerhouses when it comes to the transgender community. And a lot of these organizations, when it comes to nonprofits, will be mad at each other, right? Oh, you're getting the money, I'm not, or I'm getting the money, you're not. These three organizations every year come together in such a big way during November's month, and they do it with no cattiness, no nothing. We're gonna feed you, we're gonna give you some spoken word, we're gonna educate your butt, and we're gonna make sure that you support like you should be doing. Every year I ask Tatiana or Adriana or anybody over there at TransInclusive, what can I do, right?
Can we force a live feed of the events into everybody's homes in Odessa, Texas?
That would be lovely.
That sounds perfect.
If you know where the button is, you let me know where the button is. I'll do it myself.
Right?
Yes. I honestly, for that to come right after what we just talked about was, just fomenting more prejudice, more violence, etc. in these places in Texas. that brought tears to my eyes that was next because it's so needed.
Yeah, I'm so excited for these events in November. It's going to be amazing. Yeah.
Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Pride Skate Night rolls into action for Stonewall Pride on November 7th. Ring in the holidays and get ready for an evening of thrills, tunes, and glam at Pride Skate Nights on November 7th at Extreme Action Park. This family-friendly night is all about raising spirits and funds for the iconic LGBTQ plus celebration that is the incredible Stonewall Pride Parade. With DJ T-Pro Mix spinning tracks plus special performances from Velva Lenore and Rihanna Patron, attendees can expect an electrifying atmosphere. Every ticket sold includes a $5 donation to the beloved Stonewall Pride Parade and Festival. VIP tickets, priced at $25, offer a premium experience with party access, skate rentals, 2 drink tickets, and a donation. Tickets are on sale now at hotspots.click/Pride Skate. I love Pride Skate and I love skating, and there's such a nostalgia when it comes to putting on those skates and getting on that rink, you know? So I'm a quad girl. I do not do inline skating because I will crack my tushy, right?
You don't want that.
But it's it's a lot of fun. Extreme Action Park is ginormous. It is huge. And it could be a little pricey when you want to take the family there. So honestly, a $25 ticket is cheap when it comes to the skate rental, the 2 drinks that you get, right? And you still get to donate to Stonewall. So I mean, it's an incredible price for all of that. Plus you get Velva and Rihanna, who are just so incredible and so much fun.
That sounds awesome. I learned, it's been more than 20 years ago now, to inline skate. Fortunately, it was because I had a girlfriend who taught developmentally disabled people physical stuff. So she was able to teach me. But that's been a long time ago. So if they don't have like butt pads for rent, I probably won't do it.
I can let you borrow mine, girl.
Right? You can do the drag padding will work.
Honestly, truly.
It might.
It will work. Do you skate, Vaughn?
That could work.
I do skate. I can skate. And for
You do
a fee,
backwards?
I'll do it for an audience. Maybe. It's been a minute since I've hit some skates, but this venue where this is happening, I actually hosted an event there years ago when I worked for Jeff Sterling when he was doing events over there. So the fact that this is a space where queer people can feel comfortable, because there's one moment that I remember. I was working the door for this private event, and the gays had to walk through like the giant space to get to the skate park, and they were dressed frilly and gay. And a lot of them looked nervous because they were like, I don't know if this is a space for me to be wearing my short shorts. But then when they got to the skating room, they were like, oh no, this is where the gays are. So I'm happy that over the years, this has grown to be such a queer, safe, friendly place for families, if they want to bring your families, or the gays just to be gay. So I'm just so excited for something like this to happen.
Oh my God, I can't believe that exactly how she explained it was exactly what happened to me. I remember the first time I went in there, I'm like, am I in the right place? Where are the gays? Wow, this is so big. And then you turn that right, and then everybody was, gay and everything. And you can wear whatever you want. Wear a cape, wear a tutu to skate,
Wear underwear for one, anything you want.
Oh, it's family friendly, so please do.
When I grew up in Jersey, there was a roller rink, but it was heterosexual only.
Sorry.
For sure.
We've had some roller rink that's had Pride Skate Night or Gay Skate Night here since I was 2 years old, so like 40 years.
So finish your story. Sorry, Danna. Yvonne just jumped right over you like nothing. We don't care about your New Jersey skating rink.
I got excited.
I hitchhiked down to the skating rink. I was trying to put on my best hetero drag.
Not hitchhike. They didn't have cars back then?
No, they didn't.
No Uber. There was no Uber.
No!
But I hitchhiked down there and I put on my designer jeans, but probably was not really the look for hetero. But I didn't. They didn't let me in. So I'm excited to go to that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, you gonna get in this one. You got $25. Go ahead.
I didn't think that story was gonna go there.
Right,
Me neither.
It's like, I was like, and I met this guy, and I had my Jordashes on, and it was all like, that's why I was like, okay, you're going to this skate, you're going to this Pride Skate, okay? November 7th, it's going to be a fabulous time. They will let you in. They will be so happy when you arrive. They will have a committee bringing you in, going, Danna's here. Give her 2 drinks. You can drink. You can skate though, right?
I can skate.
Okay, and you can skate better while you drink. So it'll all go. It'll all be
Everybody's
perfect.
confident about their skating skills and not getting injured, but me, it sounds like.
That's right.
We're going to get you passed.
I'll be hitting up some drag queen pads. Okay.
As a nonprofit LGBTQ plus media organization, we would like to thank our viewers for supporting our mission to tell the stories of the queer community. We'd also like to thank the generous support of Jets Pizza. Jets is the LGBTQ community's most popular pizza in South Florida.
Take a look around these streets. Do you really think we woke up one day and said, yeah, the world needs more pizza? Nah, just a better one. Better, like the world's best pizza. Jet's Detroit-style pizza. Hand-pressed and baked to the thickest, crispiest crunch. You're welcome. Now visit jetspizza.com and save. Click on hot deals for special offers in your area. Jets, better because it has to be.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out Television Studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finished tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ plus 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. The I Hate Gay Halloween becomes a hilarious meme celebrating creative niche costumes. You know, Halloween is unofficially gay Christmas, right? And queer folks are turning it into a festival of creativity and pop culture. This year's costumes bring bold laughs with choices like Chapel Roan as a passenger seat, a meme-inspired blue Pikmin, Charlie XCX's treadmill shot, and even lockers from Bottoms. These clever niche costumes might baffle some, but they highlight a deeply rooted tradition of expressing identity through humor and pop culture. Halloween allows people to explore gender, sexuality, and self-expression in ways they might not otherwise. For many, costumes become a space for authenticity. Queer culture has long celebrated coded references like, "Are you a friend of Dorothy?" meaning from The Wizard of Oz. Today, it's memes and fashion. Happy Gay Christmas, everybody. Can't wait. I can't wait for Pride on the Drive and all the cool things that are going to be
Wicked
happening.
Manners, baby. Wicked Manners.
Tomorrow. Now,
All the Halloween.
Let's talk about costumes.
because you're ladies of a certain age, let me explain
Oh,
what a
what?
meme is.
Oh, wow.
So a meme is a post with a funny image and words to go with that funny image, right?
Oh,
I don't want to lose you now.
Explaining
Okay,
that.
I don't want to talk too fast
But-
now.
Is that on that thing they call Bookface?
Actually, they might have changed the name, possibly. I don't know. I ain't on no Bookface, no Facebook. You ain't gonna see my face in no books unless it's a Vogue magazine. Hello.
All
Listen,
right.
so our community is so expressive and so
Yeah.
creative. You don't have a community that's more creative than the LGBTQ plus community, okay? And so we take these things from pop culture and we elevate them and we make them our own, you know? So I've already seen the Puff Daddy Freak Party. I already saw somebody dressed
Oh my
as
God.
with the, you know, the oil here and this over here and a picture of Puff Daddy here and Usher over here. All right, a gay person did that, of course. Somebody else, a drag queen friend of mine, dressed as JD Vance and had a couch attached to her. You know, and this is just the beginning because tomorrow's Halloween. Tomorrow's when they really bring the big guns out.
The
You know,
people that are not part of our community brag that they've gone to Wicked Manners so that they could see the costumes, because they're not going to see costumes like
No,
that
it's gonna
anywhere
blow up.
else.
They turn it
No.
out.
So I was, me and Danna both were born in New Jersey, and so we were both born and raised there. And so, like, for me, it was Chelsea, it was the Village, it was their Halloween party every Halloween, and they have it. And there's nothing like it except Wicked Manners. And here's the issue with the one in New York: it gets cold, bitches, right? So people have to cover their outfits with a jacket or a coat because it's freaking New York, right?
Yeah.
We don't have that problem here.
No, we don't.
So we have sexy doctor, sexy lawyer, we have sexy this, sexy that. Like, everything is sexy, or slutty. You get slutty doctor, slutty cop. Like, I love all of that.
Well, Wilton Manners is already pretty slutty. Don't you think, girl?
Yeah, I was
It's
there.
a little more so that night, though.
True.
Can't wait.
Yeah, we're excited.
All right, LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up gay culture. Sneak peek of LGBTQ celebs' sexy, fun, and campy Halloween costumes. Halloween is here, and it's safe to say no one celebrates quite like the LGBTQ community. From the club to red carpet, Halloween events, even queer celebrities are taking Halloween 2024 to new heights with their jaw-dropping costumes. Here are some of our favorite costume highlights so far. Bretman Rock dressed as a haunted nun. Bretman Rock also dressed as a spooky ghost. Glamorous star Miss Benny dressed as Lady Gaga. Glee star Chris Colfer as a vampire snack. Joel Kim Booster as JD Vance sleep paralysis demon. Canada's Drag Race star Chaos as a pumpkin. Johnny Sibley as a hot cheerleader. And Trixie Mattel as Shaggy, among many others. Have a safe and fun Halloween. So This is my favorite part of Instagram. It's when it's Halloween time and you have celebrities actually putting forth effort to put on photo shoots and have custom costumes made. So if you watch South Park, they made fun of Lizzo. It was an Ozempic joke where they were like, if you can't afford Ozempic, try Lizzo, where instead of losing weight, you just love the body you have. Lizzo dressed up as the Lizzo box from South Park and made a huge joke about it. She had like a custom box outfit made rhinestone because she's one of the girls.
Yep.
And it was incredible. I love when celebrities go all out. What's the name of the celebrity? The one who wins Halloween every year? She throws the party.
We used to be
Model
Heidi Klum.
Heidi Klum. I'm excited
and when she was married to Theo, they used to do cool stuff, but she still does. Amazing.
With the family and everything, right? I also love when celebrities dress like other celebrities.
Oh.
Right? Because then it's like, like Miss Benny did a Lady Gaga that was incredible. Love it. LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up entertainment. Shawn Mendes comes out at concert saying he's figuring it out. Singer-songwriter Shawn Mendes is finally addressing years of speculation about his sexuality. During a concert at Red Rocks Park and Amphitheater in Colorado, he paused the performance to reflect on the challenges of growing up in the spotlight. Mendes said, quote, "Since I was really young, there's been this thing about my sexuality, and people have been talking about it for so long. I think it's kind of silly because I think sexuality is such a beautifully complex thing, and it's so hard to just put into boxes. It always felt like such an intrusion on something very personal to me, something that I was figuring out in myself, something that I had yet to discover and still have yet to discover," end quote. Mendes also recently sang about the pressures of public speculation in his upcoming song, The Mountain, hinting at his journey to self-discovery as he prepares to release his 5th album, Shawn. I love Shawn Mendes. I've also always loved how he's very just, he dresses how he wants to, unapologetically, right? He's never really had to explain anything. He shouldn't have to explain anything, right? I know that we always want to claim everybody for our community, right? And it would be great if Shawn Mendes came out tomorrow and said, hey, I'm gay, I'm pan, I'm bi, whatever it is, right? But he doesn't have to, and we don't have to force people out. The reality is that Shawn Mendes has been performing since he was a kid. All right. He was like 14 when he first started. So he never really had like that childhood. OK, everybody at this table was a queer kid. You know how odd and weird we are in our teens. And we're still trying to figure out how queer we really are. Right. So he didn't get that time. He was thrusted on a stage during that time. Right. So him self-evaluating and still trying to figure it out is OK in my book. And I don't want to try to force him into any box.
I have a hot take. Us queers, we're going to talk about it. We've done it for centuries. You don't have to say your thoughts on this man's social media pages. You can share your thoughts in your private friend group chat, like I do, and like exchange thoughts, make jokes, throw shade, but it doesn't have to reach him. He doesn't have to see the terrible, awful jokes that are made at his expense. This man is figuring it out in front of a huge spotlight, which is not easy. It is terribly difficult. So I know gays, queers, we're gonna have our opinions, our thoughts, our jokes. Keep it in your group chat. Keep it amongst your friends. Have a kiki, go to your friend's house, share some cocktails, and just let it all out. But he doesn't need to see or be aware of any of those comments. Let this man figure it out himself.
What she said.
That's right.
Yeah. LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. Ricky Martin's thirst trap with his tongue hanging out. Ricky Martin turned up the heat for his fans once again by sharing a playful, shirtless selfie on Instagram and Twitter. Sporting a bare chest and tattooed arms, Martin teased followers by sticking out his tongue. The image quickly became viral, racking up over 240,000 likes on Instagram and nearly 100,000 on Twitter. Martin has always been a beloved icon for the LGBTQ community, and the comments on the posts vouch for it. Woohoo!
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this doesn't do anything for you. Ricky,
No,
I can make that face
I tried
too.
to sound excited.
You really... It's like back in the day when we had to pretend. Yeah, it was very.
There you go.
Ricky, you look very good, and I could do that too if you want, baby. It looked like a grinder photo, low key, a little bit.
Maybe
Right?
it is.
No, it was a perfect grinder photo.
Check
When you think about it, right?
Grindr.
It would have
to be
worked
there.
on me. Shit, is he down here? I find you,
I
Ricky.
love him as a butler on that show. What is the new show he's done as the butler?
Royale.
Yeah.
Something Royale.
Yes.
Palm Royale. Palm Royale. No, he's
Yes,
so
that
good.
was
Have you
awesome.
seen that? He's
Yeah,
so-
yeah. No, he's so
I
gorgeous.
will now.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't.
Okay, Palm Royale.
You know, I don't think he has an ugly day. I don't think
No.
Ricky Martin has an ugly
never
day.
has.
I
We
mean,
have so much in common,
he's
yeah.
just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
All right, LGBTQ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up entertainment. Watch Daniel Craig's sexy first trailer of new movie, Queer. Luca Guadagnino, a celebrated Italian director, is back with a queer film that dives into the 1950s gay expat scene in Mexico City. The film's just-released trailer introduces Daniel Craig as William Lee. Lee, a lonely older expat, meets Eugene Allerton, played by Drew Starsky, a young former Navy man, sparking a tumultuous, magnetic connection. The trailer shows their love story blossoming amid lush, sensual themes with surreal shots of centipedes, snakes, and a miniaturized world. Each frame of the trailer is breathtaking. Queer is adapted from William S. Burroughs' novel and also features Jason Schwartzman, Leslie Manville, Henry Zaga, and Omar Apollo. It opens in limited theaters on November 27. Anyway, I love me some Daniel Craig. That is a fine man. When I saw him in Glass Onion sitting in that bathtub shirtless,
Yes,
he played
I love
another
that
queer
movie.
character. That man could play queer, and I don't see it as any problem. So I'm excited to see a film like this.
Yeah, I mean, come on, 1950s, Mexican food. What else do you need? Centipedes.
I don't need that.
Yeah,
I don't need that. I
listen,
can do without that.
I still
Yeah.
have PTSD from the movie, straight up. I can't even see centipedes that go around without freaking out. But I will go watch Queer. I'll just cover my eyes for the centipede part.
There you go.
Just saying.
Well, that is today's news for the LGBTQ community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Join the conversation on your favorite streaming platform.
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world. This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hot Spots Magazine, happening out television network and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor at Queer News Tonight, FayWhat? And on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the incredible anchors at Queer News Tonight, including Bonnie Builder, Yvonne Rohrbacher, and Danna Davis. We will see you daily at 8 p.m. We remind you the presidential election is just 5 more days. Stand up for equality, rights, and representation. Early voting has started across most of the country, so get your voting done now to avoid long lines. Let's make history. Let's vote for a better future. See you next time. Bye.